Hey guys, Mervin here. Sweaty, stink, dirty. I got value for you. Sunday, I'm working. I did all of this morning and over there. My family just came. They're up there preparing breakfast. Let me see what time it is on my old bush phone. 10:51. 10:51. Okay. I'm gonna have some breakfast now, and well, I did a little semi, but now I'm gonna eat because I have committed to solving this problem of making the face of the olive farm very clean and approachable and admirable and beautiful. And in this video, I want to talk about on the self-improvement journey, how to get over shame and embarrassment from a terrible habit or a problem that has been destroying your life. So I'm sweaty, forgive me. I'm coming to you raw and unedited, and I am a real guy that had real problems, and I solved it. Okay? Solving a substance abuse problem of the magnitude that I stupidly incur into or caused into my life. Okay, you got no excuse for that. That I had enough education and enough resources in my character and makeup to have never fallen into that, but I did. So after I did, I was always ashamed, really ashamed beyond words, regretful. Regret comes with shame. Once you're ashamed, it brings regret, indescribable regret, and there is this lurking, silent but yet loud, internal, echoing, reverberating shame. That's the closest I can get to this. Okay? It is no one is telling you nothing about yourself. You just feel ashamed because you are the one walking in your past memories, and now you came out of the forest of that, and you're sober. You're in the real world. You're not clouded, or you're not masking your consciousness and your awareness. You're ashamed. If you're not ashamed, something is wrong with you. Okay, so if you're coming out of a problem, any problem, maybe you were in a sexual problem, maybe you were into pornography, maybe you're a person that cheats on your spouse all the time, that's adultery. Maybe you're fornicating, you're not yet married, but you're having multiple partners, and that one partner that is depending on you and trusting you, you're betraying that person. You're not yet committed with the ring and the vow and everything, but that's fornication. Hey! That's my dog, sorry. That dog can bark. Always spoiling my videos. Randy! Calmati! He speaks Italian, by the way. So shame. How I transcended this? Well, to be honest, I have not completely transcended my past destructive life of substance abuse and all that came with that. I have not 100% escaped that, transcended that. But I am on the journey too. Doing so, the further away I move from that point when I decided that I will get treatment and healing. That was on the 9th of March, 9th of January, midnight 2015. So I'm 8 years, just over 8 years into my healing journey, and I still have flashback and memories, and I feel embarrassed at times, although I'm away from my previous country of origin, and I live in Italy and I live in Europe. I talk about that with friends here. I am open. I don't hide myself, because this brings me to point number one. Point point number one is that you've got to be open, because the more this is like a paradox, right? The more open you are about your past and honest, but you're not making an effort to do it. It's just when the situation presents itself, people will respect you. There will be a minority that will say, I don't want nothing to do with you. I experienced that as well. But by and large, you will benefit from being open, because you will attract a certain type of people and magnetize a certain type of character and friendship in your life that respect and value you for that one word that is called honesty. That's the best number one off the top of my head experience thing I can tell you to do. Be open. Now, you don't go around being open to everyone. That's not the point I'm making here. I'm saying when the situation presents itself, someone asks you, like some people ask me, hey Marvin, what the hell are you doing in Italy? And I sit them down and I tell them, what are you doing cleaning that olive farm? And I told them that farm saved my life. So now I am grateful, and I'm taking care of the farm. The farm and I have become one. The farm is now personalized. The farm becomes, each tree is like a person to me. That sounds crazy, but it's true. I know all of them intimately, and there are hundreds. You understand? And so I found that when I did that, 9 out of 10 people really say they empathize, and they said, Marvin, you're a strong person, and thank you for your honesty. Some people tell me. I have a guy all the way from Serbia that is a student of mine from Serbia, IT student in Serbia in computer science, and every day he writes me and he said, Marvin, you're like a phoenix. Just watching your videos and hearing about your journey, the guy's in love with this bounce back story. So there are some people that my point is that will give you that strength. They're praising you, yes, but you have to know to take that with a pinch of salt, because pride cometh before a fall, and that I'm very familiar with. So I don't indulge with pride or in pride. I have grown to a level of spiritual and a mental maturity where I can take the praises of men and just let it feed me to fuel the progression of my self-improvement journey in the right direction without feeling haughty and cocky. So he encourages me a lot. That same guy told me, say, I can't wait to come back to Italy to meet you again and your family. Okay, this is just a little story I'm giving you here with one of my students. Okay, in another country. Okay, Serbia. I heard of Serbia and Herzegovina, with the war and everything, the ethnic war, with Slobodan Milosevic back in I think it's the 90s. Okay, so what happened is that's number one, and number two, to transcend and get over shame, which is a gradual and progressive story. Okay, it's not a one time, hey, I'm over shame and embarrassment. Me, I'm not ashamed anymore. I think that for me, honestly, with all vulnerability, there will always be a pinch of embarrassment and shame upon my life. Only God can remove that, because I'm really repentant and ashamed of what I did to myself and outward to others, and how I messed up all my opportunities. I could have been a great guy doing great things. I fell down and I fell back, and so I'm always ashamed of that. Because you ever heard of playing catch up? In a sense, you have to play catch up. You live in a real world. Catch up. You can't go and catch down those guys again that were walking with you in high school, primary school, high school, went on to be great. You can't catch them again. They put in their time and they went on to be pros on what they're doing, and they rightly deserve that because they put in the work. So you gotta play catch up now. So the way you play catch up, and you catch up for real, and you're not left in deficit, career-wise, mentally, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, okay, and relationally, you have to, and financially, you have to make sure that you take the being open, number two now. One is being open and vulnerable, and number two, you take it to another level. And another level is that you create a sense of purpose out of that failure and that falter, those mistakes you create. Because now you have become an expert, but you don't know at solving that problem or those set of problems. So now you are an expert. You might not be like me. I'm not an addiction expert like a doctor. You know how many people go to doctors, including myself in the past, and rehab and therapists and everything, and still go back and take drugs. They didn't solve my problem. No one can solve your problem for you. That's part of my training. You got to solve it yourself, and that is hard. But it's a real truth that you got to get to know and accept and embrace. Okay, and so you take that problem, you become more vulnerable, and you expose yourself. And this is the tricky part, because when you know you're not exposing yourself superficially to one friend, you're doing it to the world, like I'm doing it with videos, or YouTube, my website, everywhere. What? This is bad exposure or good exposure? But it all depends. It all depends on how you're helping the world, and if you can really help people and you're not pretending you can help them. 11 out of 10 times you will be able to help somebody with a problem that you've genuinely conquered yourself. So that's level number 2. You make a career, because now you don't have to play catch up again, because those people that I told you about, your peers from primary school, high school, college, everything, university, who that didn't fall down like I did, they went ahead and they're great people now doing great things in life. They put in the work. So the way you play catch up and fulfill and merge the gap back to the position where they are, to be on par, is to expose your weakness. And when you expose your weakness, you put the puzzle together, the pieces together, and you reconstruct it into a beautiful product, a digital product, a course, where you are the teacher and the instructor. And that is how now you become an authority. You write a book, you make it a bestseller, you create a video course, an audio course, and you start marketing that. And now you are the expert. You put on your coat and tie, you put your graphics good, and you make your sales page good and your sales pitch. I do internet marketing and all of this, and you make a product out of your weakness. You make a product out of your problem. Okay? Now, when you make a product out of your problem, you have just become an expert of in the years of the thing that retarded your progress for you to be competing with your peers and people that grew up with you and that have left you in the dust and they went ahead to success, and you are left here in the miry clay and the dirt and the filth and the failures of your problem in life. So the way to quantum leap and close the divide and the gap is that will teleport you to their level or pass them or put you completely in a league of your own, that they will say, what the heck? I left that guy 10 miles back there, metaphorically, in the dust, in this marathon called life. And this race called life, because St. Paul says it's a race and you got to fight the good fight. So it's also a battle. It's a competition. Life is a competition. From you're in school, they report cards say first place, second place, last place. Okay? In university, you go to be a doctor. Some doctors come last in class. Yeah? Somebody got to come last. Somebody got to come first. It's a competition. It's the same thing when the ejaculation process took place from your father and my father, and those sperm came out. The odds of 1 in 400 trillion is how we became living beings in this world. We conquered in the journey. And when you make a product out of your failure and you become a professional at that failure and that product, that is how you leap, quantum leap into the future of success or the present, making your life successful. Now you now have your audience, you're helping your people, and you're a pro at this because you spent 25, 30 years in this problem and you managed to get out, and you're 10 years free from the problem, or 8 years like in my case. And now you have a mouth and you're an authority, and they will listen to you because you've been in the problem and you've exposed yourself full force to the world. I created the formula. I love you. I will see you in another video, vlog. Like and share and subscribe. I'm a master at life. Life don't do me. No matter how you choke me, and I am on my back for how many years. Look like I'm dead. I will get up back. Mindset. Okay? Be vulnerable. Use your problem to take you to the promised land. That's how you do it. That's how you get out of shame. And I don't think you will ever be 100%, or you will get out. Okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you in another video.